This is the bike rack accessory that you can get for your E-Pro or Geo Pro camper. This is a great addition if you're looking to take bikes with you camping, and today I'll show you how it works. I wasn't really sure if we would use a bike rack that much when we got it, but I was wrong and we use it all the time. It's really sturdy and I think it's really well built. You can take the bike rack off when you're not using it. There's a screw down here with a bolt and a bolt here, but typically I just take the arms off. So there's just two little bolts like this that hold them on and they just slide right off. So I find it a lot more convenient just to take the arms off than to take the whole thing off. The other thing is that the arms that the bikes sit on also are adjustable. So you can just pull these out and adjust them up and down. It holds two bikes. Typically we put my bike and my wife's bike on this, so it's two adult bikes. But today I have my son's bike on here, so you can make these shorter to fit the bikes appropriately. And then to put them back on, you just slide it on and put this back through the hole. The bike tires hook onto the top hooks, and then these bottom bars are what keep the bikes from swaying. And these you just loosen and then you can slide up and down to get them in position. It is difficult to get the back bike on, so if you're having troubles, these actually come off entirely. And I'd suggest doing this the first few times you load it. So if you take this screw entirely off, you can pull this entirely off, and then there's nothing in the way in the back when you put the bike on. And then we'll just put these back on after we get the bike hanging. If you don't take these bottom sidebars off, I suggest then just loosening them and slide them all the way to the bottom so they're as low as possible so you can get the bike over top of it. That's what I typically do now that I kind of know how the bike rack works. Now I'm ready to put on the back bike. So I always put the smaller bike on the back, and I'm lucky today because we're on pretty level ground here. I'm still gonna need a bucket so that I can reach up high enough to hook the tires on. And at home with our driveway slope, the front is typically even higher, so it makes it even harder. The other thing that is a little bit annoying is once you have the bikes on there, I'm always hitting my head against them as I'm trying to do stuff in the front of the trailer, so watch out for that. This is the hardest part of loading the bike rack, getting the back bike on there. So if you do have someone that can help you, that would be a good time. But my strategy is to get the rear tire of the bike up onto the propane tank. I do the rear tire first so that I don't have to worry about the tire turning as I'm trying to hook it up there. And basically you're trying to get each wheel onto these top two hooks so it just hangs straight down. I always hook the tire straps on right away just so I don't have to worry about it falling off. But I don't worry about these crossbars yet until I have both bikes on there. So then for the front bike, I'm just lifting it up and onto those same hooks. The one important thing here is you need to have the handlebars opposite of each other, otherwise they'll be hitting into each other. And because I left these bars on here, I kind of have to lift it up at an angle and then let it slide down. And again, I put the straps on the tires right away. So now both bikes are hanging straight down. I just need to hook the crossbars up now so they can't sway. Now we're going to adjust the bars that keep the bike from swaying. So again, if you loosen these earlier, they slide up and down. And what you're looking for here, if possible, is to get just to the inside of the tire, because then you can pull this around and tight. I don't hook any of these until the end because you may need to adjust them up and down, and you might end up either on the inside or the outside of the tire, but you want them tight to the tire so that when you wrap the cord around, it'll hold the tire tight. So let me get these 4 adjusted. So make sure as you adjust these, you then tighten them down so that they can't slide. And then the ones in the back are the ones we took off. So we'll need to slide these back on and put the bolt back through. So these are the ones we took off. You have to kind of swing the bike out to get this in there, and then you just slide it in like this. And then you want to make sure that the bolt goes up and in, because there's a square bottom here that needs to line up with that square hole. And then you have to reach around and tighten the nut on it. And the same thing for the other side. So then just the last thing you need to do is go around to each of the 4 bottom straps and hook them. Now the bike should be on there really secure. They're not going to wobble at all. The last thing I check before we take off each time is just that all 4 of these are tight, and all I guess 8 of these are hooked onto the bikes. You can also put, if you have a bike lock, we wrap a bike lock around here and just kind of swivel it along here or bring it down to the bottom for just extra security if you want them locked up while they're on there. Now we'll take the bikes off, but if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Taking the bikes off is a lot easier than putting them on. Basically 4 steps. I unhook the bottom 4 straps, and then I slide the bars all the way to the bottom so they're not in the way as I'm taking the bikes off, and then I'll lift them each off, but as I do each bike, I'll unhook the tire ones as well. So I'll just kind of do that all in order. So that was the bottom straps. Now I'll move all these bars down to the bottom so they're out of the way. To get some of these out, you got to kind of swing the bike tire out so you can slide it by. And then I'll unhook the straps on the front bike. Then the straps on the back bike. And then on the back bike, I usually take it this way again, similar to why I put it on that way, so I don't have to worry about this tire moving. And that's the bike rack you can get for your E Pro or Geo Pro camper. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.